Welcome back to MTG Burgeoning, your channel for all things magic. And in today's video, we're going to add the next 10 creature cards to our Momir Vig Cube with converted mana costs 8 or more. What's up, MTGBC? That is the MTG Burgeoning community. Welcome back to another installment of our ongoing Momir Vig Cube series. If you missed the purpose or goal of this series, or just need a refresher, look in the description below for the link to MTG Burgeoning's introduction to the Momir Vig Cube. Additionally, in the description below, you can click the link to Cube Cobra, where you can see the entire contents of the cube as they stand right now. So let's get right to it. We've got biggins for days in this video. We've got 10 of them, and some of them, a lot of them, have a mana value so much bigger than 8s, because in the Momir Vig Cube, we have constructed it in such a way that when you summon a creature from the 8 mana tier, you have a 1 in 3 chance of getting a creature with a higher converted mana cost than the 8 mana you invested. Will any of these creatures be the ones you summon? Let's get started with creature number 1. It is one that has a CMC of 10, and boy oh boy does it love the number 10. It's Desolation Twin. It's a 10/10, and when you cast Desolation Twin, you're going to create a 10/10 colorless Eldrazi creature token and put it right onto the battlefield. So if you're lucky enough, you got 1 in 100 shot here. If you pay 8 mana, you're going to get the Desolation Twin. You're going to get 2 10/10s. That's 20 power and 20 toughness stretched across 2 bodies for the investment of only 8 mana. All right, next up we have the Devouring Stosis. This is a 9/9 flying trampler, so it has that evasion that we covet in a format that's dominated on combat. At the beginning of our upkeep, we must sacrifice a creature. And we can also sacrifice a creature to regenerate Devouring Stosis. Now, each player in Momir Vig begins the game with 24 life. It shouldn't take many swings of Devouring Stosis with its 9/9 flying trampling body to bring opponents to their knees. All right, next creature up, and another creature that's well north of the 8 CMC. In fact, it's doubled, and that is Draco. We have a 16 casting cost 9/9 flying dragon that could be yours for the investment of only 8 mana. At the beginning of our upkeep, we sacrifice Draco unless we pay 10 mana. This cost is reduced by 2 for each basic land type among lands we control. So as long as we have a plains, an island, a swamp, a mountain, and a forest, we will not have to pay this tax at the beginning of our upkeep. So make sure you diversify that basic land deck, MTGBC, because you could land Draco, and that 9/9 flyer is going to be your best friend, or it's going to be your worst enemy. All right, back to a CMC of 8. We have Elderdeep Fiend, a 5/6 with Flash, which doesn't matter, with Emerge, which doesn't matter, because we are summoning these creatures randomly out of the Momir Vig Cube, and all are being summoned at sorcery speed. However, when we cast Elderdeep Fiend, we may tap up to 4 target permanents. This mass tap ability could be enough to bring combat victory to our side of the battlefield. All right, next up, we have another Eldrazi in the 8 spot, Eldrazi Devastator. Very simple. It's an 8/9 with trample. No other tricks, no other treats, just a big old beater for 8 mana. All right, another 8 CMC. We have Imperial Archangel, a 5/8 flyer with Shroud. All damage that would be dealt to us is dealt to Imperial Archangel instead. So again, combat math is going to win the day for us, and as long as we make sure we block out enough combat damage each turn to keep Imperial Archangel alive, it can take up to 7, and as long as we do that, we should have a very nice flyer to send into combat, and the defensive stalwart of allowing us to take so much damage, so much extra damage, as it gets channeled right to Imperial Archangel. All right, we've got 4 creatures left, and we have another one that is north of the 8 CMC that it's going to be invested. But let's be honest, folks, it's most likely going to be game over if you are fortunate enough to summon this creature 1 in 100 chance from the 8 mana slot. You knew it was only a matter of time until we got there, too. Emerical, the Eon's Torn. There she is in all of her game-ending glory. Throw 8 mana into your Visionary Avatar and summon a copy of Emerical. You're taking an extra turn. You're getting a 15/15 flying creature that has protection from colored spells. It has Annihilator 6. It's pretty much game over. We know what Emerical is, and when she comes down, it's game over. And if you got the 1 in 100 shot, good luck. All right, next up we have monogreen. We have the End-Raze Forerunners, another potential win condition creature that could come down and win the game. It's a 7/7 with Vigilance, Trample, and Hasten. When it ETBs, other creatures we control get +2/+2 and gain Vigilance and Trample until end of turn. Crater Hoof Behemoth it is not. However, that ETB ability is going to be enough to really put the finishing touches on a game of Momir Vig, as long as we have the creatures on our side of the battlefield to do so. All right, we've got 2 creatures left, and they're both artifacts. Here we have Filigree Angel, an artifact creature 4/4 with that lovely evasion of flying, and when it ETBs, we'll gain 3 life for each artifact we control. Now, outside of artifact creatures, there really aren't going to be any other semblance of artifacts in this variant. So if you're fortunate enough to have other artifact creatures on your side of the battlefield when you summon Filigree Angel, you're going to gain 3 life each time you do when this angel enters the battlefield. If this is the only artifact we have, hey, we gain 3 when it ETBs, and we got a 4/4 flyer. That could be enough to swing the balance of the game in our favor. And lastly, we have creature number 10 as our Momir Vig Cube takes 1 step closer to being filled. It is another colorless creature. It is an artifact creature. It is Gate Colossus. It is 8/8, and it can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. That's really all we're going to share about Gate Colossus. Its spell reduction won't matter because there are no gates in Momir Vig, only basic lands. Its gate ETB trigger is also irrelevant because, again, there are no gates in Momir Vig. You invest 8 mana, you're going to get this 8/8 creature potentially, and it can't be blocked. It's not going to get chump blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. And there we go, MTG BC. 10 more creatures into the Momir Vig Cube, this time with mana costs 8 or more, including the 1 in 100 shot. They're all 1 in 100 shot, of course, when we're talking about tier 8 of our Momir Vig Cube. However, if she comes down, that's most likely going to be game. Of course, aside from Emerical the Eon's Torn, let me know which of these creatures are your favorites in the comment section below. This is MTG Burgeoning, your channel for all things magic.